gonna
I'm gonna start saying that. Like, I don't say that word very much anymore.
But
when
now
I feel the need to, I'm gonna say Nobunaga instead.
Nobunaga, please.
We're now live.
Oh.
I love the idea of like, man, you one crazy Nobunaga. The fuck did you say to me?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm processing that.
I think that's racist.
Huh? I'm saying you're ambitious, baby.
You took over China.
Yeah. Oh, this is the worst way to come in from like starting the show ever.
You're friends with Lu Bu.
Obvious what we're talking about.
All right. Who's ready for a countdown?
I'm not.
Let me go get another beer.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I keep eating these orange slices. Just occupy my mouth so I don't say anything.
That's what she said.
Occupy my mouth. It sounds like a porn parody of Occupy Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah, 99% in my mouth. I don't know.
Okay.
You're hilarious.
Now I'm ready
John.
to start.
Stick with it, baby. You're almost there.
So close.
Don't look at me.
Are we still talking about the butt peeing?
Oh man, God, yeah, we didn't even bring that up.
Good
Sorry,
old butt peeing.
Sorry, I was late, guys. The old BBP.
That's my favorite WCW guy.
Yeah.
He does yoga too.
Just got me thinking of like you're watching wrestling and just the guy starts peeing in his own butt. That's his like finisher move.
You know, they're surprisingly.
Quits. Nope, you can sign up for this.
I'm out. I'm not putting this over.
I tap. I'm done. Man, we're getting all of this awful shit out of our system. This is going to be a really like reserved, tame show compared to all the wild shit we've been talking before the cameras started rolling.
Oh, the cameras are rolling.
Oh no,
We're live.
They know about your shit piss.
Yeah. Good.
I don't want us to go off the rails. So.
Oh,
them know.
really?
Well, I mean, because like we could be
Further
sitting
off
here,
the rails.
we could be
Implying we
sitting
were
here
ever on the
laughing and
rails.
reminiscing for like 15 minutes.
Which rails?
There were rails?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. The
is
Nobunaga rails or the shit piss rail?
Yeah.
I just remember back in middle school, we were talking about like embarrassing announcements over the PA system about like embarrassing doctor appointments, and we came up with the phrase "butt shellacking."
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
Episode title.
Yeah. That's better than the one we had earlier.
All right. Who's ready for a countdown?
Super ready.
I am.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's ya boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got the GTT champion, Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, fellas. Welcome back. Game That Tune in the house for episode 236. And my goodness, guys, we got a great show coming up tonight. If you're just joining us on Game That Tune, you've had 5 years to join us on Game That Tune. Frankly, that's ridiculous. You should have joined us before now. But what we're going to do here is we're going to listen to some video game tunes. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night gets to pick a theme for the next episode and play some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the illustrious Game That Tune champion, Jesse Moore. And Jesse, what'd you pick for the theme for this week's episode? Say it clearly.
Games from the last 5 years. So games released during the duration of Game That Tune's lifespan.
I like it. 2016 to present games. Because what a time it was. What a time that we all want to relive the last 5 years. Yeah, it's in terms of podcasting, it's been the greatest time in my life. In terms of several other things, it's been a very good time in my life. In terms of games, it's been a pretty good time in my life. So I'd say it's a pretty good period of time to make a theme for a show. Pretty excellent theme, Jesse. I think let's try to think.
I give it 5 out of 5.
I'm saying, man, I got 5 on it. 5 years. What kind of gaming milestones are we dealing with in the last 5 years? What systems are we all playing in the last few years? Johnny, you're a current bleeding edge kind of guy. So you've bought every new console that's come out in the last 5 years. What systems are occupying your office currently?
Well, currently, I mean, there's like, I don't know, 30 PS4s back there, I think. But
4?
Yeah, I really overestimated how long the PS4 is going to be around. I bought way too many of them.
You stocked up on PS4s in November, not PS5s?
Yeah, I really blew my budget and found myself with too many
I misunderstood
PS4s.
this whole GameStop stock craze, and I just bought a bunch of PS4s instead. And the value's never been lower. To the moon, baby. We got diamond hands. But yeah, David, you actually did buy a console in the last 5 years. What was I thinking asking Johnny?
I did, and like when the theme was first announced, it's like, oh, games in the last 5 years, like, oh god, this is going to be really hard to think of like modern stuff. And then I realized it's the entire Switch library. It's like, oh wow, this got significantly easier.
Yeah, there have been a lot of games in the last 5 years. Even the tail end of the Wii U had some. And then got the Switch, PS4 to 5, that whole Xbox fucking conundrum of naming conventions. What system was my grandmother supposed to buy me for Christmas? Because I didn't get any of them. I think she was just daunted by the whole thing.
They really did not make it easy for grandmas to buy the right console.
I mean, and that's the thing. You always ask grandma for a new console. So, I mean, there's your first real mistake. Counting on grandma to buy you a new Xbox. Huge mistake. She's not going to wait in lines. She doesn't know about like fucking refreshing a smartphone. But even so, once she did, and you ended up with like an Xbox 360, it was just a fucking mess.
I mean, I
do love the idea.
I can't guarantee if I went out to go buy an Xbox, I would come home with the right one. I don't know how to buy.
No, of course not.
You'd probably come home with an Atari Lynx.
Yeah.
I love the idea that like the midnight line for an Xbox launch isn't frat boys, it's just a whole bunch of grandmas like waiting to buy a console.
Just a big line of kind grandmas, none of which know what they're doing there. Like, I was told my grandson really wanted that Xbox exclusive. I don't know what game that is, but I'm here for it.
Can you imagine the smell of that line?
The smell?
I bet it smells like vanilla and cinnamon.
I was going to say, describe the smell. What distinct smell do a bunch of grandmas have, John?
I was thinking like fresh baked cookies and adult diapers. That was what I was thinking.
Come on, John, tasteless. My goodness, you wouldn't send your incontinent grandma to buy the console.
Yeah.
You said the good grandma.
Yeah, the one with most of her faculties.
Yeah, there's your first problem, John, is throwing your sick granny out of bed to go buy you an Xbox. Oh, John.
Find
That's fucked up, man.
The less racist grandma.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want that black Xbox. Give me the smaller, whiter one. I'm more comfortable with that one.
The grandma with more of her facilities.
He said facilities or faculties? I think faculties is the right
Whatever.
word. Okay.
Same thing,
by the
right?
way,
Come on.
Point is, there have been a lot of great games in the last 5 years. There, you got several great systems, some brand new systems that I'm sure we're not going to be picking from because none of us have those fucking systems. And a lot of great games to talk about. So I think we got a fantastic show coming up. We got a fantastic fan request. And we're just gonna wipe all that fucking Werther's and makeup smell off our consoles and get started with game one.
Game 1.
It's a grandma game. All right, guys. So this game's protagonists make an appearance together as a spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. All right, fellas. How you feeling?
I feel great.
Yeah, pretty
You
good.
should.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Let's see. Johnny says Werther's original adventure. Sadly incorrect. Jesse says fat, 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 fat. Sadly incorrect. And David says, what is that?
What?
Reporter and Wrestler, the Russian propaganda game? No, it's not that either.
Is that a real game, David?
No, it's
Okay.
He was
The,
looking for paired fucking spirits in Smash Brothers.
well, it's
Oh.
they're from Rhythm Heaven, so I probably should
Oh,
have
okay.
guessed Rhythm Heaven,
David,
but I guessed the spirit in Smash Brothers instead.
you're not going to believe this, David. This is Rhythm Heaven.
God damn it.
It's not, though. Rhythm Heaven didn't come out in the last 5 years. No, this is a fantastic.
I was about to say, I was like,
I was going to anger up David's blood. Something good. No, this is a fantastic little Nintendo B tier exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. It launched on the Nintendo Switch.
I know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. David, should I cut you out of the show? All that anger. This is Snipper Clips.
Oh, that's why that sounded so familiar.
Snipper Clips, cut it out together.
Oh man, I've played this game a bunch.
It's a lot of fun, right?
Is this a game about giving haircuts?
It depends on
Close.
who you play with.
Right. That's the
because
thing.
when I play with my daughter, she wants to alpha gamer that shit, and
Mhm.
all her ideas are the best ideas. And guess what? They're not.
Kids can't play this game, actually. Kids, hot take, they're dumb.
Hot take.
They ain't ready for this, man. I've tried playing this game with a number of nephews and cousins, kids, and whatnot, and no, they're not ready. Because even when they are ready, they just want to fuck around and cut you up and laugh about it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so, yeah.
She's the biggest video game troll ever. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So, Johnny, no, this game is not about haircuts. It's about paper cutting. You play as two little paper shapes, and you have to solve puzzles and do little things together. It's a two-player cooperative game. And you're two little paper shapes that have to move around and solve a little puzzle on each stage.
Oh, it's about cutting paper. I thought you said it's about paper cutting. Like, it's a game where you give each other paper cuts the whole game? That
No.
sounds awful.
On
No, it's not.
Nintendo.
It's not fifth grade the game, John. It's not that at all, really.
It's actually the video game adaptation of Swimming with Sharks.
Yes, Jesus. But
Bonus
yeah,
points if you get that reference.
Sure. So Jesse obviously played Snipper Clips. David, you don't have a daughter though, so have you played Snipper Clips?
I don't have a daughter that I'm aware of. No, I have
not
not.
yet.
23andMe, David. You're gonna find out some things.
I have not played Snipper Clips. It is on my Switch eShop wish list. As soon as the Switch came out, I was like, that game looks charming as hell. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna add it to my wish list, and I still have not bought it.
Yeah, still on the list. It's cute. It's fun. It's strange, man. It's like Jesse was saying. It's tough to play with a kid. It's also for me tough to play with my wife because she doesn't so much get frustrated with the game as she gets frustrated with me getting frustrated with the game. And I'm not trying I'm trying to have a casual playthrough of this. This isn't really the most it positions itself as a pretty casual game, and it is. But at the same time, for somebody like my wife who wants to play Animal Crossing predominantly, moving little characters around and cutting out precise little clippy things and ducking and moving and having to do any real dynamic action in cooperation with me doesn't work. So it's not bad. It again positions itself as a big 2-player thing. I think also there's a 4-player party mode type thing. I haven't done any of that. But I was playing it before the show because I remembered. I'm like, oh, I have that game downloaded. That game's charming as hell, man. And I played some of it, and I'd only played through the first like set of levels, and went back and played the last 2 sets of levels this week. I'm not downloading that DLC anytime soon, though. It's not bad for like $10 to get twice the number of levels or whatever you get with that. But I found that there is a little bit of zen in kind of playing this game by yourself. Like it's less fun, but like you just that's the thing. It's because you're just sitting there solving the puzzles by yourself. And you're kind of sitting there like, okay, so I got to cut this little guy into this shape, and then use him to cut that shape into the other guy, and then position them and do this. And like I ended up beating the entire game last night by myself. In the matter of a couple hours, and it's like, well, that was cute. Kind of wish I had been playing it with somebody else. Like it's but charming, man. Just cute, laughing little characters. They the little paper guys, they appear really, I don't want to say get off, but they seem to get pleasure in cutting each other apart. It's there's a lot of laughter and like little like funny faces being made on the game. I'm like, these little paper guys, they're having fun.
So it's less of a sexual thing and more of a psychopathy thing. Like
something like that.
I enjoy causing physical harm to you.
Right. But also I enjoy when you do the exact same thing to me. Like, these I don't know.
It could be like a kink thing.
It could be. Yeah.
We
just
need our correspondent.
all about that reciprocation.
What is the snipper clip safe word?
I think it's hold the Y button. Because that regenerates your body.
Yeah, and it makes a satisfying pop sound.
Yeah.
Safe word. Cut it out.
Oh, Dave Coulier on the show.
Damn, dude, timely reference.
You'll never catch me.
Oh God.
Going next level on this shit.
I feel like kind of going back to the co-op mode, like I feel like this game would be similar to the co-op in Portal 2 in that it boils down to one person is solving the puzzle and just telling the other person what they need to do and pissing them off.
Kinda, yeah. This one I think less so than that one, because like I played Portal 2 co-op and it was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot here, and as soon as you jump through there, shoot there. Like one person definitely has to direct it. But like in my time playing this, it was more like it causes people to be like, oh, no, try this. No. It's more like bickering back and forth, and then being open to someone's suggestion eventually. Like I'm not always right with like the shape that I need to do to turn this gear or hit this button or whatever. So if somebody else suggests something, I'm open to it. But it is I don't know. It has its moments of fun and cooperative play, but again, I just that ended quickly. But the puzzles are charming. Every level or every set of levels has like a few kind of simple puzzle levels, and then like a kind of more like a mini game level. You get to like move a little character through a maze, or like something, and then by finishing that, it unlocks repeats of the same things, but like harder versions. But none of it's particularly hard. I think that's the thing. I think the kind of the challenge in the game would come from playing with other people, because playing by myself, I was like, oh, this is cute and charming, and that was cool, creative little puzzle. I'm done. I'm finished here. Snipper Clips is over. So it's not bad. It's fun. Charming soundtrack, charming look. I wanted to bring it on because it was a Switch launch title. I love my Switch, and I feel like there were very few games from it so far that I hadn't featured. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one, charming one. Vaguely Nintendo first party. They published it. Still a Switch exclusive, and it's just it's a ton of fun. I'd love to play it with you guys sometimes. I think this would be a lot of fun if we got a few of us and a couple of Joy-Cons in a room, and really just got various levels of inebriated and attempted to solve some of these puzzles. Like
That sounds great.
Yeah.
that shit would be we'd be flying off the walls, man.
We'll put it on the list for Game That Tune Con.
Right, exactly. Just picture like the way we all play Mario Party, but like realistically, this game could never end if we don't get our shit together. It's it'd be a lot of fun.
Wait, so the way we play Mario Party, so basically you're going to tell Johnny that he needs to cut into a certain shape, and if he doesn't, you're going to punch me in the arm.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And then I
Yeah.
get the bonus stars at the end and win.
Exactly.
Yeah, and somehow
all-
Jesse wins.
That's the beauty of it, baby. That's cooperative games, man. Yeah, it never makes sense for somebody to win. But anyway, it's a fun game, fun soundtrack, and I just wanted to start with something easy and upbeat. So let's keep it moving, man.
Game 2.
guys. So let's see. This game was inspired by arcade shooters like Smash TV and Shock Troopers. And it had releases for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, Microsoft Xbox One, Windows, Mac OS Linux, Sega Dreamcast, the Evercade, the Neo Geo, and the Sega Genesis. God damn it. All right, do you guys have some answers?
I do, but I'm busy arguing about which Disney park is the best.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on in the chat, John. I hope you brought a good game to discuss.
I did. All right, so John wrote, I didn't listen to the trivia at all.
Honestly, I just zoned out as you were naming consoles. I'm like, wait, what is he doing? Listing all these things. I literally zoned the fuck out.
And the other guys wrote Xenocrisis, which is correct. This is Xenocrisis, a 2019 twin-stick shooter that was released for the Sega Genesis, among other consoles. And that soundtrack, I love it. It's by Savage Regime, who's somebody I've been following on YouTube for some time. And I didn't realize he actually made like a game soundtrack, so that was really cool to find out. He does amazing things with the Sega Genesis sound chips. Like, it almost doesn't, like, you can't, once you say, oh, it's made on Sega Genesis, you're like, okay, yeah, I can hear that, but...
Was that what you played on the Genesis?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy is a fucking wizard. He
Yeah.
was born with the FM chip in his brain.
Yeah, and if you look him up on YouTube, he does like rearrangements of other Sega Genesis songs. It just makes them like way better. Like his version of Sonic 2's Mystic Cave Zone is far better than the actual Mystic Cave Zone music. It's so good. And yeah. So this game is definitely a little tricky to play on the Sega Genesis because I mentioned it's a twin stick shooter, and I don't know if you know this, but the Sega Genesis does not have twin sticks.
Wait.
It doesn't have a single stick. You wind up having to use some of your face buttons to control your rotation, and then your D-pad for movement.
Oh,
I was
that
gonna
sounds
say,
terrible.
is it like Street Fighter 2 on the Genesis where you push start to change the D-pad from one stick to another stick?
Oh god, that would be awful. No, so yeah, if you play with the 6-button controller, some of those buttons control your rotation. It's not so bad. If you play with a 3-button controller, God help you. I don't know how you're supposed to do it. I think you have to like change your direction, like you said, like you change between direction and movement or something like that, which is a little rough. But it's pretty cool. It's a roguelike, not roguelike, but it's a randomly generated, thing where you have levels that have a theme, but like everything's just pretty random, so no two playthroughs are the same. You can do co-op mode, and it's just like going through rooms of aliens and enemies, just blasting them away and collecting weapons and things like that. The versions on Switch, PS4, etc., are a little bit nicer. They have some nicer graphics going on, and they also have like more status things to show up on the sides, so you can see how many bullets you have and things like that. Whereas the Genesis one just pops up like when you get low, like, hey, you only got 5 bullets. But it looks like a pretty good game. I watched some reviews and played it a little bit. I didn't get too far in it. It is very hard on that Sega Genesis controller. So I bought it on Steam. I'm going to try it with some actual twin sticks later and see how that goes. I'm hoping that'll be a little bit better.
You should stream it.
Yeah. But I was impressed that they basically made it for the Sega Genesis and then ported it to other things, right? Like the Sega Genesis was the baseline, and then everything else is like enhanced Genesis, which is pretty neat. And I was just stoked to find a Genesis game that came out in the past 5 years that actually looks pretty good. Because there's some Genesis games that have come out in the past year or two. They don't look very good, but this one actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of like, I don't know why, but for some reason people really do like doing that, like make an indie game and then port it to an older console. Like NES Homebrew was a thing apparently. I completely lost my train of thought and forgot where I was going with this point. I think I was probably just reading a comment and getting distracted by John shitting on Epcot.
Hey, what I do in the chat during this discussion is my business.
No, but it does seem like it's a really cool game, and I think I'm going to check it out, especially if it has that kind of a soundtrack. Like, that soundtrack was fucking awesome.
I can't believe you made that on a Sega Genesis.
That's
that's insane.
Sounded really good.
Yeah. Technically, he made it like using an emulator of the Sega Genesis sound chips, but still, at the end of the day,
Well, yeah, but
like you could put this on a cartridge, plug it into a Genesis, and it would play and sound like that. Or at least pretty close to that.
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, just mind blowing. And yeah, the soundtrack's free legally. The publishers just put it out there, so you can get it if you want, or listen on GTT Radio later tonight.
There's the better idea.
Yeah, you can request
that
it,
idea.
just rock out. And I highly recommend looking up Savage Regime if you like hearing interesting Sega Genesis music. He goddamn, like he put together this one video of him going over how other games did some of the stuff they did. Like he really gets it. He had a video comparing drum samples from different games, and ones that sound like ass and ones that sound good, and what you do to make them sound good, and blah blah blah. It's really neat. It's really neat stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a
So,
lot.
I think the only question I have is, why have you not reached out to them to be a guest on Game That Tune?
Oh god! Why haven't I done that? Oh man! Oh,
Seriously, man, we need an actual composer on the show at some point.
Yeah.
Grant Kirkhope isn't returning my phone calls.
Yeah. I'm amazed he got his number. I'll reach out to Savage Regime and see if he wants to be on or she. I don't know anything about Savage Regime. I'll see if they want to be on the show.
John, please, don't gender Savage Regime. You never know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You blew all the fucking meet and greets you had at MagFest, man. You could have recorded some fucking podcasts with Harumi Fujita or David Wise. You fucking, you didn't pull any of them aside and say, "Excuse me, sir, I know you're about to do a panel, but I need 2 hours of your time." And then play an impromptu round of Game That Tune with David Wise and Harumi Fujita. I mean, Johnny, Do you think for one fucking second before you don't like ask these people to be on the show? Like seriously, it's it's baffling, John.
I love the idea of Johnny challenging David Wise to game that tune and then using Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
I love the
it's a
idea.
game that tune, but you play dueling saxophone versions of the songs, and we have to guess them.
I love the idea of making David Wise do an episode of Game That Tune on the spot, and then like we start the show late. I fuck up the soundboard.
He's English, so it's like 5 hours behind.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, love those English guests.
And today
Hey, we've
got
had
a
one.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And today we've got a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Oi, yeah, my name is Spice.
The beauty of it is, I mean, based on our radio ads, we could have legendary video game music composer David Wise on the podcast anytime we want.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Yoko Shima, the bit this
He's
other
not
guys
doing that
do.
bit. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, Johnny, get the Savage Regime on Game That Tune. We'll do a whole episode fucking centered around them somehow.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Genesis games.
I mean, yeah, games that homebrew games.
I'm on their Patreon, so I'll demand it as a patron that they come on.
Yeah,
my
there you
show.
go. You have
That's
to.
how it
You have
works,
to.
man. That's why I signed up for all those other Patreons, not because I actually support these people. Jeez Louise.
I pray to God that the Game That Tune patrons don't feel the same way.
It's clear they don't feel the same way because they pay a ton of money and they don't get shit.
Oh God.
John, we just put
Movie
out the
commentaries and Game That Tune gems coming eventually.
Hey, I mean, we're catching up. We really are trying hard,
Yeah.
and we're working on streamlining some processes. But the beauty of it is, Game That Tune somehow has cultivated a wonderful audience of people that are willing to pay us with no expectation of return. Johnny, that's the power of GTT Radio. You've built something fantastic here. It's a money machine. It just prints money in this Game That Tune Radio. Anyway, we're wildly off topic. Johnny, is there anything else on what is this game? I lost track again.
Yeah,
Xenocrisis.
Xenocrisis. No, just it looks like a cool game. I bought it on Steam. I'll probably be streaming it sometime soon.
So, but you didn't buy a Sega Genesis cart of it.
No, I did not.
You got to work on that too.
Okay.
Game 3.
This is our fan request of the evening, and this game has been inspired by Japanese games such as No More Heroes, Metal Gear Solid, and God Hand, and is the result of our desire to capture the combined moment of fright, passion, and adrenaline you feel when in a fight. So, how you guys feeling?
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
based
good.
on the tunes.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. This was our Fan-
Felt better.
a fan request from the Discord, Sparty Cat. All right, let's see the answers. And Johnny was pretty close with Super Mario Sunshine. David says Fury, and John says Fury. Those are the correct answer. This is Fury.
Not
So, yeah,
only is it nothing like Super Mario Sunshine, but Super Mario Sunshine was released almost 20 years ago.
But it got a re-release recently. If he had said 3D All Stars, he would have been more on track. You know,
But
'cause
I
they
did-
released
And I wasn't.
they released Sunshine with that special like drive mode, right?
yeah,
Mario puts on the scorpion jacket.
that'd be pretty cool.
I would
That would be
absolutely-
badass in the next Mario Kart game.
Oh God, yeah.
I would
Right.
love to watch a Mario movie starring Ryan Gosling as Mario.
Yeah, there it is.
And Bryan
How would that
Cranston
sound?
as Bowser?
Yeah, do we just want to recast Mario with Drive characters real quick? So based on what I remember of Drive, it'd be Ryan Gosling as Mario, Princess Peach is
Bryan Cranston.
fucking yes, Bryan Cranston, and
What?
then Bowser would obviously be Albert Brooks.
I feel like I need to
Um,
see Drive now.
It's fine.
I don't know that Bowser would be Albert Brooks. I feel like Bowser would be Ron Perlman.
No, Albert Brooks is a bad motherfucker in that movie. That's what's so wild about it.
Yeah, but you can imagine Ron Perlman in like 8 pounds of prosthetic makeup.
Yeah, but I can also imagine Albert Brooks just like
From
turned into Bowser. Like
From
he's
the-
not that far off from Bowser. He just put
From the
Maybe
Simpsons?
Ron
a shell
Perl-
on that man.
Maybe Ron Perlman should be Wario.
Bingo.
Is this
Mm.
Albert Brooks from The Simpsons?
Yeah, Albert
Yes.
Brooks, the
Oh.
actor, writer. Yes, Simpsons guest star. He cuts a motherfucker's wrist real good in Drive.
Wow.
Ah, man, what a flick. Anyway, no, so this is not Super Mario Sunshine Drive. It's Fury. Jesse, what's Fury?
So it's like a kind of like a boss rush, hack and slash twin stick shooter.
What?
So if you like that kind of thing or any of those things, this might be for you. It's like real, like synthwave, color schemed, and you just fight bosses, and it's like really hard and challenging. It seemed like a lot of work whenever I've looked into playing it,
Mm.
and it is on Game Pass, I believe, but I just don't have the the courage to get into that game because it looks like it's really, really difficult.
Yeah, but see, I feel like a game like this where it's literally just a boss rush, like it's probably difficult as hell, but it's a little less frustrating than something where it's like a game with a bunch of hard bosses. There's something about
That's
like
true.
it's like, all right, I'm just gonna fight these bosses and like I'm gonna get through them eventually. But like if you had to die and go back to like a level or something, like I'm thinking like Cuphead,
Yeah.
then I'm pissed. But like just having to fight the boss over and over again, eventually you'll get it. But I understand being daunted by it, man. Boss fights are tough.
But that's all I really know. Besides
It looks
the
fucking dope.
Soundtrack.
Man. And
is
yeah,
cool.
you're right. I was surprised. Based on Wikipedia, Fury is a fast-paced action game with hack and slash, twin stick shoot 'em up, and bullet hell elements consisting entirely of boss fights. I'm like, I thought all those things you said, you just rattled off a few genres that didn't go together, but apparently they went together. So, man, what a game. It looks cool as hell, man. It's got a good, I'm digging the vibe. It's by these guys, the Game Bakers. Jesse, we had them on the show at some point, somewhat recently. Do you remember the other game these guys made?
I know they made Mercenary Kings.
Sure. But what game did they make that you featured on Game That Tune?
Oh shit.
Yeah. It involved some lovers and some space roller
Oh, they
skating.
did Haven. Okay.
Yeah. So
Shit,
it seems like they've really changed gears. They did a whole boss rush game, and then they made a game where you're two, a happy couple just skating around, distant worlds. Like, they're really covering their bases here.
A little bit of
Trying to think.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. So what else does do the Game Bakers need to do to complete like the hat trick? They did
I don't know.
the boss fight, they did the exploration. So
Mercenary Kings was like a Metal Slug type game.
okay, dope. I was gonna say
So
now
they've
they just
done
need
that.
some puzzles, and you got yourself if you put all those things together, you got a complete adventure.
Maybe an RPG.
No,
It's like they can't make a whole complete game. It's like, all right, we got all these bosses in one game. We have all this exploration in another game. And we've got a third game that's like entirely puzzles. It's like, most games have more than one thing in them. It's like, what, they do? Oh, no.
Now what?
Yeah. Can we just smush them together like they say on Game That Tune all the time? No, it turns out you can't. You actually have to program this shit. Oh, crap.
I like how they ask, like what we say. They're like, you heard about Game That Tune and their ideas for games.
Yeah.
We
If it's
specifically
lock-on
get name
technology,
dropped.
like, it makes a difference here. We can't lock on Steam games.
Game
Oh,
That-
no.
Game That Tune says all you have to do is right-click export to Switch. So what's the problem here?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing it right now, boss. What? No.
Must not have that. I don't have that plugin installed. Oh, hell. I guess we got to make a game again.
Run, game, make.
Got to pull up the command prompt. Right. God. Oh, no, I don't have administrator access. I can't make this game. No, this game looks fucking great. And the soundtrack, fucking super synth slaps.
Real good.
Kind of all about that. Kind of all about you just picking this just to get this on the radio. Like, sometimes, like, say this week, when a bunch of people make a bunch of requests that are non-recognizable, maybe we go with the best soundtrack available. So, guys, great job on the request this week. You really put Spartacat over. He's been requesting this soundtrack for a long time. So finally, Fury gets on the show. Fury gets into GTT radio. Great fucking soundtrack. Great tunes there. But the rest of you, make better requests. Spartacat, great job this week. Spartacat wins, Johnny. I know we don't have his win jingle queued up, but just remember that when it comes time to pick next week's theme.
Spartacat, good job this week. Everybody else, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Check minus. See me, please.
We have Spartacat's one jingle.
Oh, right. We should re-record that, like, with the name of all of our requesters, just in case they win. Yeah. Mark! Anyway, Jesse, since we've said nothing about this game, is there anything else to say about this game?
No.
No, I think that says it all.
Let's just keep vibing, boys.
Game 4.
That's a vibe.
I can't reply. All right, gentlemen. So this is the first game in this series to be translated to Chinese, and the first game in this series to have a simultaneous worldwide release.
You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, still can't hear you.
Yep. Sorry, dude.
Still nothing.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Nobody say anything. Stay cool.
Still nothing. Huh.
He can't freak out if we don't say anything, so just let him do it.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes.
Who has their
Hey, David, you're back.
Who has their answers, guesses, penis drawings ready?
Answers.
Penis drawing.
Look at all the
Alright,
stars around that penis.
So Johnny has a penis with 2 happy faces, 2 hearts, and 4 stars drawn around it. Sadly
Wow.
incorrect. Jesse says Blackbeard, Blackbeard, Blackbeard. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington has the correct answer. This is Kirby Star Allies.
Duh.
So this is his Kirby Star Allies for the Nintendo Switch.
Can we
Of
make
course.
whatever sound just made that's the episode title?
And I'm clipping that for the soundboard. That's in, baby.
Oh, good.
Whoa.
Just
Oh.
never type that again, David.
That's what I'm saying. When you were like in the pre-show, when you were talking about, oh, this game is like, that's why I was laughing so hard. Yeah, Kirby Star Allies. In like my personal dictionary, the box art of this game is next to the title of Mixed Bag.
Oh,
There are things about this game
Hot
that I
take.
absolutely love, and there are things about this game that I am not a fan of.
hot take. He's right in the middle.
Hot take.
Hot take. It's a little bit good, a little bit bad. It's very middle of the road. That's somehow the hot take.
Well, it's weird because
Some will like it, some will not.
Hot take. Your mileage may vary.
it's so weird because like, okay, number 1, this game has a super charming and fun soundtrack. Number 2, this game looks gorgeous. It's an HD Kirby game and it's amazing. Number 3, this game has more copy abilities than any other Kirby game.
Ooh.
There's I think 28 copy abilities that you can get, which is fucking awesome. Excuse me.
Making copies.
Excuse me,
And
sorry,
kind
David.
of
You cussed, David.
going back to the soundtrack, I almost chose King Dedede's theme, which would be a dead giveaway, but the Kirby Star Allies version of Dedede's theme fucking slaps. Like, it's possibly my favorite version of that song. It's so damn good.
And
So,
that's
like-
a pretty good song, no matter what soundtrack it's in. Like I'm hard pressed to think of a bad remix of King Dedede's theme. So David, ringing endorsement.
Like, there's so much about this game that's awesome, but at the same time, there's a lot about this game that's not. Like, the emphasis on this game was clearly multiplayer, and that's fine. But I didn't have a lot of friends when I was playing the game. Like, it was just me. And
David, this only came out a couple years ago.
yeah, you heard me.
I
so-
can't relate. I've got tons of friends.
The game gives you like AI companions to play with and everything, which normally sounds like a good idea, but
No, it
they're
doesn't.
they're a little bit too smart, because like when you go into an area and there's enemies, like your AI friends will just rush ahead and kill all of the enemies for you. So like you don't have to do anything.
Oh, that sounds
That's
like my
and-
kind of game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it feels weird to say, but this game is kind of too easy for a Kirby game. Because,
Is it
like,
easier than Epic Yarn?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit.
You
Like,
can actually die in this one, right?
well, okay. You remember in Kirby Superstar when you would get to an area and there'd be like a cannon with a fuse, or there'd be like a big peg, and you need the hammer power up or the fire power up in order to get that. You
Right.
run into the areas like this, but then the game just gives you what you need.
So like
So it's not like let me backtrack, let me get the hammer power up, I'll come back to everything. You get to an area, it's like, oh, you need the water power up. Here it is.
Yeah, okay, so it's like, here's the big fuse for the cannon, and fucking Burnin' Leo is literally right next to it. You suck him up and do your thing.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
You get to the stake in the ground, and the fucking bonker is right there. Like, that's a little frustrating because at least in Kirby Superstar, it would be like a room or two away, and it's like, you better grab that hammer power because you're gonna need it in a minute. And if you didn't, you get there and you're like, oh fuck, I should have had that hammer power. Dang, oh, I guess I'll have to do it again.
And the thing that really frustrated me about this game, and like what makes me want to love it, but I don't, is they added free updates and free DLC where you could they added playable characters to it, because there's a thing where you could get like dream friends where you could play as different characters, and they pull characters from all of Kirby's history, so
Really
they add
hard on guys like us with dream friends.
I have lots of dream friends.
This is going to go in a direction that should not be involved with Kirby. You can play as like the 3 witches who are like the main villains of this game, which is cool. But they also add in like Susie the robot from Planet Robobot. You can play as Adeline from Kirby 64, Dark Meta Knight from Amazing Mirror. You can play as the fucking animal friends from Dreamland 2. You can play as Marks from Kirby Superstar, and you actually have an attack where you can split in half and like summon a giant black hole. But you can only play as them if you're players 2, 3, and 4. Like in the story mode, you are player 1 is Kirby no matter what. And they do have a mode where you can choose different characters to play as, but it's like a speed run mode where it's like it's the main story mode, but like the goal is to run through them as quickly as possible. Like you cannot play the story mode as anyone other than Kirby. So they give you all these fucking awesome characters to play as, but you can't really play as them unless you're friend 2, 3, and 4.
But but this game, so it's like, I know, you said it's got the multiplayer focus, and it seems like that bled over into the single player, but like, so you're always Kirby with like 2 or 3 friends. You don't, as player 1, get to hit a button and control those other friends?
No.
What?
It's like, you are always playing as Kirby.
No. So what do the friends even do?
Unless you go into like I said, there's an unlockable mode where you can play through the story mode, but it's like abbreviated story mode, and it's a speed running mode. You have like a timer and you're trying to like run through as fast as possible. That's the only way you can play as someone as other than Kirby in player 1.
That doesn't add up at all.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, it's a mixed bag, because it's a gorgeous looking game. It's a perfectly fine, fun game. There's a ton of copy abilities. The soundtrack is great. But at the same time, like, you can play as the animal buddies from Dreamland 2 in a speedrun mode. It's like, no, I want to play as them in the main game.
And I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of playing the game single player. Like, you're Kirby and you have 3 friends and you have to switch between them to do different things. But no, instead you're just Kirby and you bring the friends with you and they do the things. Like, you get to the cannon with the fuse and your fire buddy just lights it and you guys go off on your bit. Like, you don't have to you don't have to control the other guys. You can't control the other guys.
That's not right.
That's baffling. That's crazy. Like, I remember seeing like this game had a mixed reception, but I assumed that it was almost the opposite of this problem. Like, people didn't like having to switch and control 4 characters. Like I was thinking like Snipper Clips. I was playing Snipper Clips solo. It's not as much fun. Like, I don't like having to control both characters. Playing 4 Kirby characters at once probably is a little bit frustrating, but no. It's the complete opposite of that. You can't control them? Like, ew, no. What the fuck?
Yeah, you know how like New Super Mario Brothers Wii and Super Mario 3D World, like they're games with multiplayer in mind, but you can still enjoy them as a single player. Like this game just says like, oh, it's just you by yourself. Here's 3 computer players. Have fun.
I am baffled by that. Like,
Yeah, like
that doesn't add up at all.
you're telling me that you can play as like all these characters from other games, but not as player one. So like, I'm sitting there getting my hopes up that I could finally play through the game as Wispy Woods, and yet I'm not able to. I have to get somebody to come over and play as Wispy Woods.
Okay, real talk. I would spend so much money to play a Kirby game if you could unlock a mode playing as Wispy Woods.
I would
And
love
it's literally
to have,
just like you dropping into the beginning of a stage and you just spit apples.
It's like a
Right.
tower
Stage.
defense game.
or I would love to tell Johnny that he is controlling Wispy Woods and give him a powered off controller and then just play the game by myself.
Oh, you lost
And-
again.
Yeah. Sorry, John. The game moves on. You're still firmly planted in the first area. But keep on pressing that button. Treat John like a fucking 2-year-old.
I think he comes back.
Don't worry,
again at some
Wispy.
point.
Shake the controller to drop those apples.
Anytime an apple shows up, oh, that's from you. You gave me that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Great job,
Great.
son. Great job. Me and your dad are so proud of you.
Yeah, like again,
Me and your dad.
about
The implication, of course, being that I've married John's dad.
oh, yeah, that's right.
I,
Great.
yeah,
Yeah, make
like,
a really cute couple, you know?
Dude, it would be a pretty great sitcom. I marry John's dad, take over his family, write him out of the will, and
You
then
know, how
hand him
about-
a turned off controller so he can't play Kirby with me.
Is
This
that
is
a
either-
That's the
sitcom?
whole sitcom.
Is that a
This is
sitcom or
an-
is that a psychological thriller film?
Yeah, it's like our WandaVision.
he beat me by 1 second.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's like 30 to 40% of this game I love, and then 70 to 60% of this game just kind of pisses me off.
damn.
that's
That,
some
yeah, that's
fucking
not a
Scott
good percentage
Steiner
for a
math.
Kirby game. Yeah, that's 200% of this game is not for everybody.
It's just like, and it annoyed me when they were revealing the trailers for like the different waves of DLC because it was all free updates. It didn't cost anything. It's like, hey,
Ugh.
you can play as Marks. You can play as the mouse wizard from Kirby's Squeak Squad. It's like, oh, that's awesome. In time trial mode, no.
Dude, I mean, I'm glad that you brought this up because, like, I almost felt like a little remorse for having not played, a recent Kirby game. And I was like, Kirby Star Allies look really good. I know the soundtrack's good. I uploaded to GTT Radio a couple of years ago when it came out just because it was that good. And we're just now using the game on the show. I didn't realize.
Hold
that,
the fuck
like,
up. You mean I could have been requesting DDD's theme from Star Allies for several years?
It's been there since launch, dude. I love this.
Damn
sound.
it.
It's really good, man. You got to pay attention to those emails. But yeah, like, I'm glad to know that this is not a desirable single player experience. Like, that sucks. That
Yeah, this-
really sucks.
This game is a blast with 2 to 3 friends.
Dream
Otherwise, with
Right.
2 to 3 dream friends.
I have a 2 to
Ah.
3-year-old friend. How would my 2-year-old do in this game if he had to control the other 3 characters and I had to be Kirby?
As long
I
as
mean,
those
two-
characters is Wispy Woods, he'll probably be fine.
I mean, to be fair, with the other 2 characters being AI controlled, they'll probably kill everything else. So
yeah.
he'll be
Yeah, that's the
fine.
beauty. I can still play with my 2-year-old because the fucking the other characters would just like ruin the game for everybody. God, David, this sounds awful, and I don't like attaching that label to Kirby games because they're delightful and charming. But like, oh no, like,
Well, that's the thing.
look.
It's like there has never been a bad Kirby game, and this is still not a bad game. It's
Eh.
just a very frustrating, aggravating game.
I'm
It's
just
like-
picture another multiplayer game where the other characters just play it for you and you can never do anything with them. Like picture Secret of Mana, but like the other characters hog the good weapons and kill everything and you never get to do anything. It's like, hey.
Well, and the worst part is like the AI apparently has been programmed for offensive only because they'll like hunt down and kill enemies, but when there's like lava rising up in the screen or whatever, they don't move. Like
Oh,
they'll
no.
get fucked up.
So
Like,
they're
how can you
super
be
aggro,
so
but
smart
they're
and so
fucking-
stupid at the same time?
God, yeah, they're like really good fighters, but they're platforming idiots. That sucks. Wow. And I mean, also, I'm sorry, but like, I don't understand. So, playing through a single player game, you are Kirby and you get other characters to come join you. Do you just constantly remain Kirby, or do you even get to use the powers? Like, do you get a funny hat and get to use fire powers?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you can
Oh.
absorb other powers and everything.
Okay, that's good. See, I was worried that like you just sucked them up and they became your friends, and then they're just like in your party, and that's all you get to do. I'm like, David, this is a conceptually terrible idea for a Kirby game. Like,
And they do have cool things where, I mean, like I said, they have more copy abilities than any other game. If you give me a second, I can pull up the full list. And they even add in certain circumstances, you can combine powers like Kirby 64. So you can get like a fire sword, or you can get like a thunder yo-yo. Like
dope.
that's pretty cool. But again, it's one strike for the cool column, but there's a strike for the shitty column. Like it's a very mixed bag. I have very complicated feelings about Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah, no, I'll give you some uncomplicated feelings. I'm not into it.
Hot take.
Thank you,
I was
John. It only took
expecting
you an
game
extra
5 at that
6
point.
seconds. I was gonna say I thought we framed up that hot take pretty well.
It was
David-
so hot that button was on fire.
Exactly. Ooh, yeah, hot, soundboard can't be touched. It's on cooldown. David, anything else on Kirby Star Allies? This unfortunate game that you've unsold me on. Thank you.
I just want to play as Rick the hamster in a normal Kirby game.
Clearly, you keep bringing those people up. Like, are
It's
the
so
animal
cool.
companions from Dreamland 2 really that cool?
Yes, it is, because like
Yeah.
No, the
each
fish-
of them have their own unique powers. So
No,
like,
hey,
as,
Rick is cool. The fish sucks. The fish is the
Okay.
worst one.
No, Kirby sucks the fish, John.
Yeah,
Johnny-
you played a Kirby game?
Johnny, you will like this because each of the animal buddies has their own powers. So like as Rick, you get the stone ability, so you turn into like the rolling stone, and then if you jump and fly, you turn into the owl who has the cutter ability, and then the fish has the ice ability underwater. Like they each have their own unique abilities, and they're all callbacks to Dreamland 2, and it's fucking awesome.
Fish still sucks. Ice is the worst power.
Whoa.
Ice is the best power.
Ice is an excellent power, as
Yeah, it's really
illustrated by fucking Chili and his dominance of fucking Kirby. Like, talking about some of the best characters in the game. Fucking the little snowman guy and that sick motherfucking walrus. Fuck you, John. You are wrong.
Game
Yeah.
5.
Perfect.
All right. So for this game, the game designer and art director Jonathan Levine said in a press release, "For a long time, I wanted to make a NES style game with swordplay mechanics like the ones from Zelda 2. This game is a culmination of two subjects I wanted to address in a traditional platformer: swordplay and mechs. There will also be over 100 unique types of weapons." All right, gentlemen. Let me see those responses. Okay. Oh man. So Johnny says, "Has anyone really been for to use even go wants to do look more like?" No.
You ever have a
Um,
dream?
I feel sick. David, says, "I'm so pissed I can't remember this." That's incorrect. And John with the correct answer, Panzer Paladin.
Damn it!
this game.
Hey, David, remember a kind of slick ass retro game that came out last year?
Yeah, I was about to say this game is a David ass video game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun as hell.
Well, and the thing too
David's
is,
ass is in a video game.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mech. I remember because Nintendo Force, excuse me, NF Magazine, because they're not legally allowed to call themselves Nintendo Force. They have been like previewing and talking about this game forever, and it was like, fuck yeah, that game looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. And then as you were playing it and talking about like collecting different weapons, like, fuck, I know exactly what this is. It's like an 8-bit sprite-based action game where you play as a mech who picks up different weapons, but I couldn't think of the name of it.
It's not Cyber Shadow. It's that other retro game on the Switch. Yeah, because if you search for like retro game on the Switch, turns out there's a few results. Just saying, a lot of people make games like this. Jesse, what makes this one stand out besides the fact that it looks slick as hell and you get to play as a mech or is it a girl in a suit of armor?
yes.
Yeah,
So-
there's the titties. That's a girl, all right.
There's the
I'm
titties.
I'm
That's
looking
the
at Google
episode
image
title.
searches and I'm like, looking at like the sprite work. I'm like, long hair, but I mean that Zero has long hair. It could be. Oh, look, big set of tits on the armor. That's a girl, all right.
I mean, Zero kind of has titties with those like green balls on the white part.
That's
Yeah,
true.
those are just nipples, David. Men have them too.
Those are really large nipples.
For
don't
Broly
nip
wasn't
shame.
great at designing nipples. He had a lot of great ideas. Big green lights for the nipples. Not one of them.
Keiji Inafune's weakness, drawing nipples.
No, I'm talking in canon. Dr. Wily had a problem with it.
It's like, oh, I thought it was like more of a Rob Liefeld problem.
That too.
It's just instead he can't draw feet. Instead, he just draws robot nipples instead.
Big green light bulbs where the nipples should be. Yeah, Jesse, this game, I didn't play this yet, but it's been on my my wish list. See, a much more reasonable thing. David's wish list is Snipper Clips, which launched the Switch. This came out last year and remains on my wish list. I handle my wish list. I don't finish the games, but I buy them. I waste my money. So yeah, I haven't actually bought this one yet and played it, but I will when the sale presents itself. Because this game looks slick as hell, baby.
It's really cool. I've gotten to the last level, and that level's pretty difficult. But this game has a bunch of weapons in it, and all the weapons have durability, which I know. Wait. That's I know everyone's is like, wait, no, that's what Breath of Fire did.
Game canceled.
No, but see, okay, so if you just let a weapon break by itself, nothing happens. But you can choose to break the weapon yourself. If you break the weapon yourself, it will provide like a buff or do like a special ability, so there's some like trying to strategizing when you want to use certain weapons, when you want to break them, because you get like tons of weapons throughout the level, and like they all do different things usually.
So when you say break, if breaks on its own versus breaks by you using it, like you're saying, like if you're attacking with it and not paying attention to the meter and it breaks, then it just breaks. But if you hit a special button to like break it off in someone's ass, it does a little something extra.
Yeah, like if you basically like hold it in the air and it explodes and then something happens.
Okay, dope.
So
I would have loved Breath of the Wild so much more if you got a notice that said like, "Oh,
time to Thundercats that sword."
It's like, "Oh, your woodcutter's axe is about to break. Throw it in this guy's ass."
Exactly. Yeah. And for a damage bonus. Like, yes, I will. Game. Thank you.
I was already planning on it.
Yeah. Floss those cheeks with that Korok leaf before it breaks. No problem.
Episode title.
Swipe it down those cheeks. So yeah, no, but so the button does not throw it into the ass. It holds it up and it explodes and gives you some kind of buff, which is I mean that's fucking cool too. I'm thinking like Skyward Sword at the end. Like people don't like Skyward Sword very much, but I loved in the final boss fight where you hold the sword up and get struck with lightning and you whoop the final boss's ass. So if that happens throughout this game, dope. I'm in.
Not to backtrack a second, but I really wish that more games had a throw into ass button.
It's hard to code into these retro games. These modern games, you know, a little more leeway, but like you're talking minimal inputs in these old games.
Maybe that's what Kirby Star Allies needed. Throw your ally into their ass.
Exactly. I'm done with you.
Throw them into their own ass.
Into their
I'm
own
sorry,
ass.
Jesse. Panzer Paladin.
You can throw the weapons, so you can throw them pointed at their asses, I guess.
Okay. Got to do an all ass run through this game.
You can also do like the Shovel Knight or Scrooge McDuck pogo bounce with your weapons, which is pretty good.
Love that.
Also, you can get out of your mech, like in Blaster Master, and you have like a cool like whip that she uses, and you can use that to like get across like certain areas as like a grappling whip too. So there's like some parts where you have to go through like a small crawl space, and you can find like energy pods to charge up your robot, and then like the checkpoints are all pretty good. Like I think that's like one of the big things about these new retro games is good checkpoints. Like, you know, like Ninja Gaiden, no fucking checkpoints. You either get to beat the boss or fuck you, you know. But this game, you die to the boss, you get to play right again, right? You just go to the boss again, you know, you get to keep trying.
Little things like that and like auto save have really made games so much more forgiving without really sacrificing the difficulty, and you got to really appreciate that, man, because it takes a game from challenging to frustrating having to deal with shit like that. So like this is the kind of challenge where you want to play it again. Whereas, yeah, those Ninja Gaiden games, like, I booted up the ones whenever they came out on, like, the Switch online. I'm like, yeah, I could play through some fucking Ninja Gaiden. And it's like, yeah, I get to, like, stage 5, and it ain't happening. Like, I'm not going to play this one level for hours and hours and hours on end. Like, no. Just no.
Yeah.
So,
this game,
good
this
on this
game is, yeah.
And most modern games. Yeah, Jesse, this looks fucking awesome. I was just checking it. It's not currently on sale, so it remains on my wish list. But like, I don't know. They need to be able to set like a Switch alert, like a price alert. Just tell me when something goes on sale. I can't be bothered to boot up the eShop all the time. But if you send me an email that says, "Hey, Panzer Paladin, it's 14 instead of 20 right now," I'll probably take it out of the first go. Like, fuck it. The price dropped once, sold.
I get emails. It's like from Nintendo, and like has like a little picture of Mario, and it's like something on your wish list is cheaper now. You should buy it. Aha!
Son of a bitch. Do they do that?
Yeah,
Johnny, you probably just gotta check your Nintendo account. That it's using an email address you still check, and not like your Hotmail from like 20 years ago.
One, that's probably a factor. But two, I figured they were just marketing emails. I didn't know they fucking actually would. Oh man, that
is a marketing
fucking old man right now. Yeah, but like I thought they would be
they
selling
should call me on my landline.
I thought the wish list existed just to keep a fucking list. I didn't know Nintendo would actually, cater to my interest based on my wish list. God, I'm a fucking old man. God.
Buy me a messenger pigeon.
Exactly. Just have someone call my house and, oh, fuck. Take a letter, Maria. Buy Panzer Paladin when it goes on sale. Jesus.
Take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Buy Panzer Paladin goes on sale.
I'm off to start a new life. What? Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I don't even care that like Switch sales suck compared to Steam. I'm sure this game is like 3/4 of fucking 25% what's the word? 75% cheaper on Steam than it is on Switch. I don't care. I like playing things on Switch.
I think it's like $20.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. So it's $80 on Switch. That's wild.
No. Jesus Christ.
Can't believe they went with 80 for a downloadable game. Ballsy move.
Yeah, I downloaded it for some reason.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Yeah. In this case, it might.
Take a letter, Maria. Adjust to my wife. Make this game $80 on Switch.
So I'm charging $80.
Start a life.
Start a new life.
You don't own
We are
this game.
referencing some classics tonight. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I don't know, man. This delightful game. I'm gonna have to go actually fucking look at my Switch wish
It's
list.
really cool. Like it's got these cool like classic NES anime cutscenes that are like it's like straight out of
Ninja
like
Gaiden
fucking,
style.
yeah, Ninja Gaiden, but with like mechs and stuff. So it's like kind of Gundam-y, like classic mobile suit, like 80s Gundam. It's really
Just picture
good.
Ninja Gaiden, but with mechs. Like, just a mech. Get out of here.
Yeah. But it's cool. Like you go to all these different places in the world. Like you go to Tanzania, go to Canada, Japan, China. It's pretty cool. And you fight like themed bosses, and there's a lot of them are like really big. Like there's this one, God, I forget where it was. It might have been in Tanzania, but it's a giant like skeleton, and it's got this like huge looking skull, and it's like really badass looking. Like the sprite work is really good in this game.
Yeah, that's what I love, man. I love just the games that stylize themselves as retro, but use a little bit of modern stuff to make some really impressive retro-ish type shit. Giant, awesome sprites.
I love
that's
how
my fucking cup of tea.
I love how, and not to like disparage anything that you said, Jesse, but you're talking about like going to exotic locations like Tanzania and Canada. Like,
I didn't mean
what a strange, mysterious land,
yeah.
Canada.
I mean, what's the Canadian themed boss? That's the question. Is it like?
I mean, it's
I
got to be a
forget.
giant mecha moose. It has to be.
or like like a robotic Mountie, or
A hockey game.
yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Just
The
a
whole
hockey
hockey
game.
rink. The hockey rink turns into a giant, like stadium-sized mech.
It's
Fight
just a
Letter
giant
King.
hockey ring that like spits out hockey players at you.
Yes. I support that. More Canadian mech games, please.
You fight all the Trailer Park Boys as mechs.
And the final form is Jewel State.
It sure is. God, I hate it when you guys make references I don't get. Like Switch wish lists and Jewel State and Trailer Park Boys. Oh, you've lost me.
Yep, pitter patter.
Is that a Trailer Park Boys thing?
No, that's Letterkenny.
Fuck! I've lost track of all these Canadian shows.
Well, take off, you hoser.
I was gonna say, don't you quote Degrassi at me right now, Jesse. It's
Oh,
time to
yeah,
move to the
there you
calculator.
go.
It's time
I
to
was
go to the
going with-
calculator computer. Wheelchair Jimmy.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Regan.
What?
Yeah, we had a tie. So I win.
What?
I felt like winning. I have control of the soundboard. I decided to make myself the winner. I haven't won in a while.
Did we have a tie?
Yeah, David and
Yeah,
John
yeah.
tied. At least according
No,
to the
we
score on my
didn't.
screen.
God damn it. Fuck it. I mean, I definitely outscored David, but whatever.
I
John.
was gonna say I feel like John got an extra point in that last round, but
But, it's
Whatever.
fine. It's fine. Whatever. The win is not that important. Johnny needs to win real games from time to time. So yeah, he pulled a classic Johnny win. He fucking thinks that we tied. We didn't. And he had 0 points, so he's taking the win for himself. It's a classic move. I love it. Classic Johnny fuckover.
The Johnny
Mm,
Screw
just-
job.
Yeah, exactly. What a game. Great job, John. You did fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Now that you've won the game, you can explain what the fuck your last answer was.
Oh yeah, so I kind of messed it up a little bit. It's a
A little bit.
oh man, I have to. Okay, hold on. It's a meme from like 10 years ago.
Oh, good.
Where somebody went on 4chan was talking about how great games graphics have gotten, or so, I think that's what they were trying to talk about.
And it's not, but it wasn't from the last 5 years, even Johnny. You went with an even older meme that didn't fit the theme of tonight's show.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
God damn
It's
it,
supposed
John.
to be. Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Which is
pretty
somebody just posted that, and everybody just reacted like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
What?
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of posts on 4chan that make me say that, but I can't repeat any of them.
And then I
Exactly.
messed it up when I tried to write it down because I was like looking back and forth between the screen and my card, and my brain kept like rejecting the sentence. Right? It's like this doesn't make any sense.
I can't
John.
copy this down.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. I know these words, but this sentence makes no sense. Okay. Anyway, great job on that one, John. So you got a theme for next week's episode, man. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I'm going with Super Nintendo games for next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't remember if I was supposed to talk about. Or...
No, just tell us why you've chosen the theme. It's a great theme. I love Super Nintendo games. I would think you were more a Sega boy. You trying to butter me up since I actually won tonight's show. You compromising, John? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I really wanted
Fuck
to.
you, John.
I actually did try to find Super Nintendo games that came out in the past little while, and I had a hard time with it.
In fairness,
So you just settled on Sega Genesis games that came out in the past 5
There's
years.
tons of
homebrew
those.
Genesis games are cooler than homebrew SNES games. Let's just call it what it is, man. I get it. Fuck you anyway, John. But I support that theme because I love Super Nintendo games. Now, are we talking real Super Nintendo games, or are we talking homebrewed bullshit like your game from tonight's show?
One's made by your dream friends.
Yeah.
John, those are both.
Yeah, I'm talking those Dream Friends Super Nintendo games.
If it boots on a Super Nintendo console, it's a real Super Nintendo game.
The
Homebrew or
boots,
not.
Johnny shoots.
Birds and shirts.
Take a letter, Maria, just to my wife. If it boots and shoots, gonna start a new life.
I regret saying that phrase.
That's on a shirt.
I didn't know if that fucking song meant anything to anybody else. I was just trying to think of the old timeyest thing. Like, I don't understand technology, so I'll dictate a letter to my secretary.
Dude, David and I grew up listening to like oldies radio.
It's like, are you kidding me? We are huge RB Greaves fans around Game That Tune.
Jesus, man. Cool 96.9, boys. Fuck me. So anyway, great theme. Want to talk about some oldies? Let's talk about the Super NES, a system quite old. Johnny, you could have tied it in by saying doing a GTT Gems plug, because Super Nintendo, it launched in Japan and hasn't yet launched in the US, but it does launch in 1991 in the US. So we will be talking about it should we continue to make GTT Gems.
You
Great.
decide,
Talking about, like,
patrons.
I know you were talking about like anniversary, but the fact that you're saying like it's launched in Japan, it's yet to launch in America, makes me feel like the Super Nintendo is almost here.
Mm-hmm. It's coming, baby.
It's
Any
coming
day
soon.
Slowly moving across the ocean. It's going to destroy the eastern seaboard. Oh, wait, the western seaboard.
We'll need a giant gorilla
no,
to fight it off.
No, you're thinking of Godzilla.
Was Super see, there I go again, conflating console launches with Godzilla. Oh my goodness,
So confusing.
What am I, the press in the 90s? This system's gonna take America by storm.
I
Just
wanna-
like the last Japanese
literal storm.
import.
I want to know
Godzilla.
what I pre-ordered. I put money down on the King Hedorah 5.
Oh god. take a letter, Maria. Address it to Godzilla. Say I'd like that
What?
Super Nintendo.
What am I? The press in the 90s is one of my favorite lines from Game That Tune ever.
Just trying to figure out how news coverage would present a Japanese console come to America. They would equate it to Godzilla or something less flattering.
But they didn't do
And
that
that's
with
the thing,
NES.
like, it is so spot on.
Good. Thank you. It's going to be a great theme. Great show coming up tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. SNES games. Fantastic theme. Thank you, John, for that theme. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks to everybody watching along live with us. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Search for us. Game That Tune. And we are fantastic. We love you guys joining us for our live show, for our chat. We love chatting with you guys.